Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to 90 Day Bald and Blunt. This is your host, Trey. For those 10 subscribers out there, man, shout out to y'all, man. We got 10 subscribers. Shout out to Anastasia McGillian. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right. You know, you've been showing love on the channel. Hey, shout out to you. I appreciate you. Before we get started, man, make sure you like the video, subscribe. Help me get my, subscribers up, man. I'm, trying to get this channel. Ain't nobody in the 90-day space like me, man. I'm gonna give it to you raw and hard. Pause. All right, so let's get started. We had Season 8, Episode 8 of Before the 90 Day. Let's get on the nastiest couple of the entire show, Lisa and Daniel. I just need to point out that they are absolutely nasty. They're absolutely disgusting. So they're going to meet Daniel's uncle because Daniel's uncle has to give them the blessing for them to get married. And if they don't get that blessing, then she cannot get married. They can't get married to each other. So before they go meet the uncle, they're putting on the traditional African stuff, and Daniel, he's being a dick actually, and I don't like how he's coming across. Like, he's getting mad because she can't put the stuff on the way, she's supposed to, and she can't pronounce, the stuff in his language. It's like, bitch, she just got here. How do you expect her to know how to wrap the thing up when she just got here, or how to pronounce the stuff? Like, motherfucker, your English is shit. If I'm being honest, you speak with a thick ass accent. Your English sucks. So who are you to sit here and criticize her for trying? So yeah, I ain't like all that. But nonetheless, they head over to meet Daniel's uncle. He's the big dog apparently. And when they arrive, he's telling them, to kneel. Don't you know our culture? And I'm like, yo, I ain't finna kneel to no grown ass man talking about some kneel. You can kneel these nuts in your mouth talking about some kneel. Get the fuck out of here. But, he's the authority to Daniel. And, Lisa is shit scareless because she doesn't know what Daniel's uncle is going to be asking her, all types of stuff. So they get there and, he asks her a few things, and then ask her, is she a Christian and a practicing Christian? She, says she is a Christian. She hasn't been the best Christian. No shit. Clearly you've been an awful Christian, if I'm being honest. And, but Daniel makes her a better woman. And then he asks the question we've all been waiting for. Have you been practicing lesbianism? I didn't even know lesbianism was a word, if I'm being honest. But he asked her, have you, or were you a lesbian? Have you been practicing lesbianism? And she admitted she did one time. We know that's cap. And she doesn't practice it anymore. We know that's cap because she is currently married to a woman, and she's only been licking pussy for 21 years. So yeah. But Daniel and his uncle, they don't know that she's been, licking the cat for 21 years. And Daniel's uncle said that in this culture, lesbianism, sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing this word right, isn't, what, I'm not going to pronounce the word. Starts with an A. I can't pronounce it. Yes, I'm an idiot. Go ahead and say it. I don't care. Aberration. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know, man. Y'all better not be laughing at me, man, because I can't pronounce it. I don't know how I graduated college, all right? I can't pronounce the word. Aberration, all right? It means it's unacceptable. Yeah, don't you laugh. You better not laugh at me. I'm not playing either, all right? But he basically made it clear that we don't do that lesbianism stuff in our culture, and that's their culture. I mean, I'm a lesbian too, so I feel it. Not all jokes aside, but Lisa in the cutscene, she was like, she found that very offensive because she's like, I am who I am. This is who I am. I've been with women for 21 years. So I'm like, okay, Lisa, if that's how you feel, if you are who you are, then you need to stand on business. Nothing wrong with being who you are. If that's who you are, cool. Stand on business, but you didn't stand on business. And you told Daniel's uncle that you are not a liar. You're not lying. And then you had Daniel co-sign for you that you aren't a liar. And I'm just disgusted with it because, one, Lisa, you are going to hell for that. You're going to hell because that was, you lied on Jesus' name. You really did lie on Jesus' name. I'm just being honest. You lied on Jesus' name. You're lying. You say you're not a liar, but you're lying. And that's unfair, unacceptable to Daniel, to his uncle. As much as I can't stand Daniel, at the end of the day, he is owed the truth. And the truth is, you were not practicing in lesbianism for one time. You have been practicing in lesbianism for 21 years, and you're currently still married to a woman. And you told Daniel and his uncle that you are not a liar and you're not lying, when clearly you're lying on the name of our Lord Jesus. So you're terrible. I think she's awful. I mean, Daniel's a scammer. He sucks, but Lisa sucks too. She is absolutely awful. And then they got into this big argument because she's like, why did you tell him that, I was practicing lesbianism one time? That wasn't supposed to be for anyone else to know. It was just between us. Yeah, it wasn't for anyone else to know. Meanwhile, you're on national television telling everybody on camera that you used to engage in lesbianism, but it's for nobody else to know. So I always laugh when they say, oh, keep this between us, but while there's a camera pointed at them for the whole world to see. I don't get these people, man. I don't get these people. But the truth is going to come out, because whether you tell him or not, he's going to watch the television show. I mean, it's just what it is. You know why he's going to watch it? Because he's on the show. And then they're going to talk about it at the tell-all. The tell-all, they're going to reveal that. I know it. But anyway, Lisa sucks and disrespectful to the Lord for lying like that. Next, let's go to Javon and Annalyn. Javon is a lame-ass dude. I'm sorry. I think that dude is so lame. He's lame. Annalyn, I'm not going to use the B word today, but she's a female dog. I do not like Annalyn. Everything about her is just like, ugh. Like, she just seemed like just, So anyway, they've argued more than once, and Annalyn went and, told Javon's sister about their arguments they have. And I get that Javon shouldn't be talking to no other girl about their problems. He shouldn't be. But also, I think it's whack that Annalyn goes to Javon's sister to discuss their problems. And I mean, where it's going to get back. Their family. I know your family too by marriage, but their family by blood. It's going to get back. Like, why do you feel the need to go to someone's sibling to vent out your grievances? That's whack. That's awful too. I'm not, of course it's not the same as, her going to another dude. So, but it's still kind of whack. Not to mention it's a different time zone. But then she wanted to go through Javon's phone to see, what he got going on. Personally, I would have said no. I mean, Javon, you red pill, right? You part of the red pill manosphere. You're not supposed to give your woman your phone. You're supposed to stand on business. Nah, you ain't no real red pill, But anyway, she talks about all the stuff that he watches, like it's okay if the man cheats as long as he provides. I bust out laughing because that is what they be saying on all those manosphere red pill stuff. As much as I don't like none of that stuff, they probably warn him about about people like her. I think she's whack, to be honest. I think he's lame too, so I ain't defending him or the spirit, but I think she sucks. Just everything about her. And then they had, dinner, and this is where the big crash out came. The waiter took a photo of them, and they looked at the photo, and she was like, oh, this is a great photo. Then Annalyn decides to say, yeah, I don't like it because you look like you're miserable. And then just picks a whole argument over that. And that's what pissed me off. Like, everything was fine. You just saw a picture and you just said, oh, you look miserable. And then boom, you just converted that into an argument. I would have got up and just walked. Like, who the fuck wants to sit and argue over a goddamn picture? Maybe he doesn't look miserable. Maybe he's tired because he's probably still a little bit jet lagged. The show, yes, it takes place every, week, but the time of the actual events are all like within a few days. So, like, he's probably still jet lagged. He probably has a loopy face. So that's just probably, look, I told you, I think he's lame, but it's probably how he looks. And you just picked a whole argument over that. It's like, you're garbage, Anna. You suck. I do not like this girl. And as far as Javon goes, I mean, I do think he was wrong for, I pay for everything. I do this, I do that, da da da. And when you bring these types of things up, like it does hit a nerve. I do think he's wrong for yeah, I do this, and you probably do. You probably do provide as your masters in the manosphere red pill space tell you to do. But I think that was a little bit below the line. I think that was below the line to just bring up these types of things. But I don't see it working because she's the type that just picks arguments for no reason, and he's just like I don't know what more to do. But like I said, as much as lame as I think he is, I think she's worse person. I don't think he's a bad person at all. Like I don't think he's a bad person. I think she's like a female dog, someone that just picks arguments over nothing. She'll just if you breathe, that's an argument right there. That's just what she likes to do. Honestly, I don't have time for it, man. If you're about that, just walk away. So anyway, Lauren and Birkan. So we pick off where Birkan left because Birkan has made it clear he hates Michael. Michael sucks. Hate's a strong word. You don't even know this dude. But Lauren is mad. It's like, yo, he's my friend. And Birkan said the realest shit ever. Men knows men. Lauren does not think that Michael wants her. And this is what I said last week. Women are naive to these types of things. That guy that you have in your friend zone, he probably wants to sleep with you. I'm serious, women. Like, you don't understand these things. When Birkan said men knows men, he knows that for a fact that Michael would crack at the second he gets the chance to. He knows this, but you women don't comprehend that. We try to tell you this. Do you think he wants to sit around and play Yu-Gi-Oh cards with you all day? No. Why do you think he's sitting around playing Yu-Gi-Oh with you? Because he wants to crack. That's why he wants to. Michael's doing all this beta. Oh, now I'm about to say beta male. Now I'm acting like Javon with this red pill garbage. Playing tennis, cuddling in bed with you. And yeah, I'm not finna cuddle in bed with my female friend if I'm not cracking. Come on. That's every guy. So Birkan knows this, man. He's not stupid. He's not a stupid guy. And we already know Michael wants her. The viewers know that. Lauren doesn't because she's cuckoo, like a lot of women are. But Michael's too much of a pussy to, tell his true feelings. But anyway, they go meet with the friends. Birkan goes to this place because that's his safe space. He goes to this coffee shop. He knows everybody. He smokes hookah every day. And Lauren is like, you need to do something productive with your life. I kind of agree. I do agree with Lauren. But, then they meet the friends. And one of the things I was like, yo, this is going to be a translation issue because his friends, they don't speak English. So basically the translation is Birkan. And I was like, Birkan can make up anything. So they were asking questions and Birkan would translate it. But I was like, there's no other English speaker, right? There's no other Turkish speaker right there. So Birkan can just make up anything, So it's like, how can Lauren get the truth about anything when there's not one person to translate? It didn't make sense. And then they were talking in Turkish and it's revealed about the gambling. Birkan, he is a hardcore gambler. He can't find a job, work, or whatever. So he gambles to make money. I kind of don't blame him, man. This economy sucks. Do what you got to do, man. I'm not condoning that, by the way. Like it's wrong, but I mean, this economy bad. You got to do what you got to do. At least you ain't killing folks or doing OF. But no, I do think it's irresponsible though. I mean, it is an irresponsible way to make money. I get it. Desperate times call for desperate measures, but that is irresponsible, and that's why you're in 50K debt, and Lauren has every right to know because to her, that's like, yo, this is irresponsible. But she doesn't know yet because there was no translator there to say something. And then Birkan was like, oh, say something back so you can translate it. But yeah, I just thought the whole thing was like, it was goofy because there's nobody that can translate for Birkan and the friends. Because they can make up anything and she wouldn't know. I mean, she'll know when the show comes out. But yeah, Birkan has a gambling problem. I mean, we kind of already knew it was probably gambling. I don't think it's drugs, and because I mean I don't know the rules in Turkey, but I assume if you was selling drugs, they probably cut your hand off or something. I don't know. So yeah, it's gambling and sucks, but yeah, that's why he's in debt. All right, Rick and Trish. So like I said, I like Trish a lot. I think Trish is awesome. Rick, he's creepy to me. That dude just comes off like creepy. Make my skin. I don't dislike him, but he's kind of like a creep to me. But the big issue is, Rick, is like, yeah, I can't wait to, bring a stepmom home to my kids. That just sounded creepy the way he said it, if I'm being real. And the issue is, Rick does not want any more kids. Trish wants kids. And I understand both sides of the party. Rick, 52, already been there, done that. Already been married, divorced, had kids. He's done with that lifestyle. I mean, he still would do the marriage, obviously, but as far as kids, he doesn't want to raise anymore for whatever reason. I mean, I'm not 52 and I don't have kids, so I can't speak from that point of view, but I can understand if you've already been there with the children, you don't want to, start all over raising little ones and going up. You don't want to be that, 50-year-old going to the kindergarten. So I get that. As far as Trish goes, Trish is, she's an attractive young lady, vibrant, and wants a family of her own. And I cannot blame Trish at all. I mean, Trish deserves that. That's what she wants. I mean, she doesn't mind being a stepmom, but she wants her own kids. She wants to give birth, have, her experience true motherhood. And you can't blame her for that. So the relationship, to me, that should just be the end of it. They should just that's it. All right, see you guys at the tell-all, because there's nothing else. There's nothing else left to talk about. Rick doesn't want kids. Trish wants kids. They're both not wrong because they're both in different stages of life. What Rick needs is an older woman, someone who already has kids, or someone who doesn't care for kids. That's who he needs to date. So someone that can't have kids for whatever, medical reason. That's who he needs. Not a young girl who wants kids. That's not fair to Trish. Trish wants kids. Trish should look for a guy that does not have kids, that wants kids, because they can give her a family. I don't even think Trish should even be with a guy with kids. I think Trish should get a guy without kids and start fresh, clean, their own thing. But nah, Trish and Rick, that's not going to work. Plus, we just found out that Rick is older than Trish's dad. And Trish didn't tell her dad that because her dad's not going to approve of that. And I don't blame him. It's like, I understand why dads back in the day used to pick the husband for the daughters because of these decision making that some of these women do. Let's be real. Trisha's dad is not going to approve of that shit, man. Of her dating a guy older than him with kids who's been married and divorced. He's not going to approve of that. He's not. He's like, no. Trish need to date someone in his 30s or something going on, and yeah, that needs to be. But no, they're not going to work. And last, Forrest and Sheena. So Forrest's folks, they arrive to Sheena's folks' place, and they're just shocked at, wow, this looks so amazing. The Airbnb, everything looks good. Sheena's folks are actually nice, decent people. I like them. I think they're great people. Molly, she gonna come in with the questions. So they had dinner, but Molly get right to the point because they wanted to talk about Forrest. Financial situation. She was like, all right, yeah, let's forget about that. Let's talk about Sheena. And then she called out Sheena. Sheena says that the parents treat her like crap, and they said, if you don't give us money, we'll kick you out on the street. And they threatened her and call her names, this and that. And Sheena's parents, or dad and sister, they just like, what? They're like shocked. They're like, yeah, I would never do that. And I actually believe them. Like, they don't seem like now. Maybe they're good actors. Maybe they are. I don't know. No, they not, because Sheena wouldn't be crying. But they were very confused. Like, whoa, I never did that to my folks. I never did it to my children. I never, did these things. And Sheena just starts crying, and she said the reason she did was because she's struggling to save money, and she felt that she'll lose Forrest, blah blah blah. And she just goes in with the crocodile tears, and and I'm just like, Sheena, you're a sack of garbage. Sheena, you are a sack of garbage. A sack of garbage. Now, I want to point out, this is Sheena's money. She can do whatever she wants with her money. Forrest and Molly do not have a right to tell Sheena what she can and can't do with her money. I want to point that out, because they seem to think that they're giving her money, but they're not. However, you are lying. You lied. All right? You lied. And that's not right at all. And not only did you lie, you threw your parents under the bus. You made them out to seem like they were bad people when they are not. So you threw your parents under the bus, and you knew this topic was going to come up because you brought them over. You know how outspoken Molly is. She's going to say something, or maybe this is what the producers of this fake ass show want anyway. But Sheena, that's a character flaw. Like, I'm sure if you could have just said, "Look, I'm trying, but this shit is hard," I don't think they would have cared. I don't think they would have gotten mad. But you just lied and said my parents treat me bad. You made your parents look bad. That's a bad look for your parents. They didn't do anything wrong. So Sheena, you suck. And then you come with this crying, these crocodile tears. Like, I'm not falling for it. The apology is garbage. The crying is garbage. It's all garbage. It sucks. It's garbage. It's trash. It's doo-doo. I ain't trying to hear it. Run, Forrest, run. I know you probably... you can't get another girl because, you know how dating is in America. Ask Rick, ask Javon. Javon knows. He'll put you on game with that manosphere shit. But no, yeah, it's to me it's a bad character flaw, and I wouldn't even be friends with somebody like that. Like, I wouldn't even be your friend if that's how you get down. You throw your parents under the bus. Your parents. So imagine what you'll do to your friends. So, but anyway, that's my take on it. But that is season 8, episode 8. Next week, we got we saw in the preview, Rick revealed what he did in Colombia during those 5 days. And we'll get on that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like the video, subscribe, Anastasia, shout out to you for, showing support. All right, guys, I'm out.